And now it is my great pleasure to introduce the main focus of why we are here. It is Dimitry Serov, the CEO and president of American Airs, Inc. The founder, CEO, and president of the company, Dimitry Serov, is responsible for day-to-day operating activities that include overseas manufacturing, marketing, sales, and distribution. Dimitry holds a diploma from St. Petersburg's College of Economics and Business Management, which he obtained in 2003. Mr. Serov has held various sales and executive management positions in the automotive sector with BMW, Mercedes-Benz, and Audi. And Dimitri's involvement with the technology has been instrumental in facilitating the adaptation of the original Airs technology into its current consumer-oriented form. And so, Dimitry, I know the main reason everybody is here is to listen to you speak. Tell us some more about the Lifetune launch that happened in November, as well as some of the numbers in terms of the business for the end of the year. So without further ado, I will stop and give the floor to you. And it is now your presentation.
Hello all. Thank you very much for the introduction. And thank you very much, all of you folks that came to listen to this presentation today. Let's get started. If you could put page 4, please. So our company have developed an EMF modulation technology. EMF modulation technology, it's basically a way of changing, digitally modifying electromagnetic field and electromagnetic radiation emitted by any electronic device that is connected to the internet, to Wi-Fi, or to cellular tower. It's very important to understand that this is not a blocker for electromagnetic radiation. It doesn't block the technology. It doesn't interfere with it. It's a modulation technology, EMF modulation technology. These products were specifically designed to reduce the harmful effects of electromagnetic radiation emitted by data transmitting devices such as electronics, such as cell phones, cordless phones, wireless earpieces, wireless headsets, computers, laptops, monitors, and many more. Next slide, please. We have spent over 10 years and approximately $20 million US to develop this technology. So originally, we were working on the method of EMF modulation. We didn't plan to roll it into direct-to-consumer application when it all started. So we basically were working, my family specifically, were working on these methods the idea was to implement them into air defense personnel, the mobile radar stations, and the officers that serves on them. And we wanted to work with the military originally. And we obviously started there to develop this method. And then when the method was developed after 10 years of research and experiments and all this money, we basically decided that it's best to roll it into direct-to-consumer application. And that's where I came into this and opened up a company in Canada in 2012. We started all of this slowly. And now this technology is fully rolled into a consumer product lineup with a direct-to-consumer e-commerce based sales model. In 2020, we really started to sell this product in 2020, and we had every quarter, with no exception, a record. So Q1 was a record sell compared to 2019, and Q2 was a record, and then Q3 was a record, and I'm happy to say that Q4 is a record too. And within these quarters, every month, with no exception, we had a record in sales. So we, for 12 months, the sales were going up, despite the fact that our focus was not on sales, our focus was on different things, which I'll get back to in a minute. We have over 70% gross margins for the newly deployed product lineup. And for the pet product, the margins are even higher. Next slide, please. This is just a summary, so I'll just go over it quickly. The company, as I said, has significant R&D over 10 years, over 20 million spent. We have independently tested in peer-reviewed research papers. I will speak about it more in a minute. They're all available online. We hold 11 patents plus 14 pending, proprietary manufacturing process, intellectual property in the US, Canada, and European Union. And the next generation of 5G optimized product line launched already. So we are now selling these products that are fully optimized for the new technology for the 5G. Next slide, please. Here is a slide with some of examples. This is just a tip of an iceberg. We could put 1,000 articles here, and every day there are 100 more coming. These are just highlights of journals and reports. So, for example, from Forbes, California warns about cell phone exposure and health risk, and the link provided below. World Health Organization and International Agency for Research on Cancer classified radiofrequency electromagnetic field as possibly carcinogenic to humans. Then there's a link. It's a resolution 208. Huffington Post, the use of cell phones linked with the brain cancer, massive study from Sweden, almost 20 years study, 20 years of long research, confirming the negative effects of electromagnetic radiation. Let's go next, please. So as I said, the World Health Organization classified electromagnetic radiation as a group B cancerogen. Group B cancerogen is the same as tobacco, asbestos, mold, engine exhaust, just to name a few. They're potentially more harmful than we know. So with the 5G deployment, the electromagnetic radiation are going to be increased 1,000% compared to what it is today, once the 5G network fully deployed. Let's go to the next slide. So there are significant issues right now, specifically in European Union. So more than 250 scientists have urged the European Union to halt the rollout of 5G. Switzerland held the rollout of 5G over health concerns. As I mentioned before, once the global 5G network is established, exposure levels will be increased up to 1,000%. Hawaii to cease deployment of 5G infrastructure. All these links are provided. These are very recent information, and since we put it on this deck, there are a lot more came out where basically scientists from around the world saying that the electromagnetic radiation, and specifically the cumulative effect of the electromagnetic radiation, has a potential health risks. Let's go next, please. So here is an example of one research we have conducted. This research is peer-reviewed and published on our website. Here is a tree. This is just one sample, but we have 9 peer-reviewed research papers. We have 4 peer-reviewed published in academical journal studies, and almost 100 research papers, all scientifically significant, also available on our website. Here is an example of an EEG rhythms before and during cell phone use, with and without our product applied on the cell phone. So the very first image on the left shows you a normal brain function. Say a person wake up in the morning in the middle of the lake or in the middle of the forest with no electromagnetic radiation, and this is normal brain activity. You always see some asymmetry, but this is normal. That's how it's supposed to be. The image in the middle has on the right a green hotspot. This happening about 5 minutes after a person had brought the cell phone to the head and spoke a non-stress conversation for 5 minutes. Clearly, there is an anomaly, a huge hotspot in the brain, and this was an adult with kids. This effect is significantly larger. And the image on the right, you'll see that pretty much all of the negative effects are gone, and you have a very little, maybe 1% of the hotspot left. What's important to say, this research was done on our 2nd generation microprocessors. We already launched our 3rd generation, which are a lot more effective and more powerful. So we will repeat this test again, and I'm sure that there will be no negative effects at all. So again, all research papers are available in PDF formats on our website under the technology section. Let's go next. So you guys all heard about the Internet of Things. So Internet of Things will be born when the 5G network fully deployed. The 5G network fully deployed will be fully deployed by approximately 2025. And at that moment, we're going to have 41.6 billion Internet of Things devices. So we're going to have electronic devices everywhere that connected to the internet. You going to have wearable electronics, you're going to have clothes that connected to the internet, you know, a jacket will be connected to the internet, you're going to have appliance, furniture, curtains, and all kind of things, smart thermostats, smart meters. So with all of this, we are looking at 41.6 billion devices that will be connected to the internet. And all these devices has a potential application for our technology. What's important to mention that these devices are not refrigerators that been changed every 10 to 15 years. People change their cell phones every 2 years. People change their tablets every 2 years, computers every 2 years. So this 41.6 billion devices will be annually instead of a decade. So we're gonna have there is a significant market where we can sell our product to, and it's only going to grow past 2025. Next slide, please. So what I wanted to say is that in 2020, we really didn't focus on sell, although we had done extremely well. We were focusing on developing our infrastructure, and we were working on developing our sales channels, fulfillment, CRMs, customer management, and all the technology. And all these projects are done in 2020. Today, we are able to deliver up to 10,000 orders a day anywhere in the world. Our IT infrastructure is fully established. Our website done. We have basically already launched the 5G product lineup. So 2021 for us is a very important year, and that's where we actually starting to market this product properly, and we're going to roll it basically worldwide, everywhere, where in 2020 we just scratched the surface, not even in US only. So the numbers and the sales that we have achieved in 2020 happened within one country, and we really just played with it. So 2021, we have launched our 5G product lineup, products specifically optimized for 5G telecommunication technology. They were launched under a new brand called Lifetune. And we also launched the first of its kind pet electromagnetic protection, a product that is specifically designed for animals, cats, dogs, mainly. So in countries like Japan, on 18 million kids, there are 20 million pets. In countries like South Korea, the situation even bigger. USA, European Union, we have daily requests from our customers from day one when we started this, and they were always asking if we have something for their pets. And we heard them, and we have developed a first of its kind, super unique, super cool product specifically designed for pets, which opens for us a new markets that we would never otherwise will be able to target. So we do have a product lineup for people, which includes 3 products, and we have a specific product for animals that we're going to start to market right now for pet markets worldwide. We have also happening right now a fulfillment center in the USA. So we historically we were shipping the product from Canada. There is no problem to ship the product from Canada, except that the customers, when they're buying from USA and they know that the product comes from Canada, the conversion rate is not very good because they know that if they're buying, for example, over $400 or $500 order, which is very often happening in our case, we have orders that exceed $2,000 pretty much every day per order. And they pay duties and taxes, and this basically stops them, and the conversion rate goes down. And then once we are fulfilling within USA, there is no duties, there are no taxes. The shipping is faster, cheaper, and the conversion rate just with this fulfillment in US will be increased dramatically. And there are two warehouses that we are opening, one on East Coast and one on West Coast. Then we also are going to translate the website to other languages such as Spanish, French, Italian, German, and we're going to launch sales in European Union. We sell products right now in EU. We do, but we don't market it there. There are organic orders coming from Europe every hour. We have orders organically coming from Riyadh, from Brunei, from Singapore, from Kuala Lumpur, from Brazil, from Mexico. The orders are coming from everywhere, but those are organic orders. We don't advertise in Riyadh, and we never will probably advertise in Riyadh. But somehow every other day there is an order comes from Riyadh, because they're finding our product through our affiliates, through our search engine optimization. And when they search for anything related to electromagnetic radiation, they don't even aware that there is such product. They may just Google for, oh, my daughter, she has headache after sitting on a computer for 2 hours. And Google will, 99% will show our website as a first result. Try yourself. It's phenomenal how it works. So, but we are actually going to start marketing in European Union, and then we will add also the Middle East, South America as well. Next slide, please. Also, there are certain marketing programs that we are launching. We've been selling our current last generation of product for 4G, and we have over 60,000 customers in our database already. And we will start a trade-in program for them to trade their older product for a newer product, the Lifetune. We still retain very high margins by doing this trade, and this basically will give us an opportunity to contact all our past customers, and we believe that there will be a significant amount of customers upgrading for newest technology. We also, as I mentioned, partnering with a marketing firm in European Union. We will start a dropship program. We actually started this already, started in the beginning of this month to develop this connection. But what dropship going to allow us to do, historically, we were spending our own limited resources to market the product. So we had to pay Facebook, we had to pay Google, we had to pay our affiliates to sell the product and to market it. And we do have limited resources. So the idea is how to increase the sales and increase the reach without spending additional dollars. And the idea is to create a one-click integration. So our IT department right now working on an integration which is almost completed. We will launch it early next month, where any company in the world that has an e-commerce store, it doesn't matter what you are selling, whether you're a giant or small. If you have an e-commerce shop and you're selling products online that are more or less connected to what we do, either wellness products or medicine products or accessories for electronics or sports stuff or many other things that we can connect ourselves to. If you have a website and you're selling your product online, you can click one link and our product will automatically appear on your website. And now what's going to happen, you as a store owner, we call them partners, our partners will pay their own marketing dollars to bring traffic to their website. Some of the companies could spend way more than when we do, some of them less, but collectively, This opens us to hundreds of millions of dollars a month of marketing dollars spent by our partners to bring traffic to their website. And every time they're going to buy our product, we're going to do the fulfillment. So the partners never touch the product. The partners never buy the product. The partners don't do anything that is, IT related. So everything happens automatically, and they get paid 15%. 15% commission. So again, for example, there is an e-commerce store in the US, and they spend $50 million on marketing worldwide a month to bring traffic to their website. There are many companies that spending this kind of money. So we're going to integrate with them. They're gonna have our products on their website, and every time there is a client comes to them, because they're spending money to market their website, once they bought the product, we do the fulfillment, they're going to get 15% commission. It's a win-win situation. We know that this is definitely going to work. We never, we didn't do that in 2020. We were not ready for it. We always knew that we're going to do it going forward, but now it's actually starting. So again, the dropship program is brand new. It will allow us to sell our product, not just from our website where we need to spend our resources and they're limited to market the product, but it also will be able to onboard. Theoretically, this can be scaled infinitely. We can onboard e-commerce stores from anywhere in the world, and they will be showing on their website our product, and every time there is a purchase, we're going to do the fulfillment for them and pay them 15%. We're going to have higher margins this way, and we will not spend a penny on marketing when this transaction happens on their website. So the idea is to onboard around 1,000 stores, and these are real numbers because we're already doing an affiliate marketing campaign, and we have already onboarded over 500 affiliates that marketing and working and selling our product. But to onboard e-commerce stores, it's easier than to onboard an affiliate, and it's also faster because it takes time to onboard an affiliate. We need to prepare content for them, and they're usually not organized well. But when it comes to a business, it's a lot faster. So we could definitely get into 1,000 websites by the end of this year. And this simple math, very, very simple math, if each store, and I'm being ridiculous right now because it's super conservative numbers, if each store going to do 10 orders a month, which we know that our average cart value is almost $300 times 1,000 stores. And this is just one marketing initiative that doesn't even cost us anything. So these numbers are huge, and we started it already. The integration will be fully developed and ready within a week to 2 weeks, and we're rolling it out there. Yes, and then basically, so in 2021, we're going to market the product worldwide. We're going to engage European Union. We're going to start the drop shipping that I just described. We're also working heavily with our influencers and affiliates, which we are onboarding, and we already doubling. So if we were onboarding 10 people a month, 20 people a month last year, we already in January onboarding 40 to 50 people average started to onboard new people. So we're growing the affiliate marketing, and we will grow very quickly the dropship marketing. And then we're going to do everything that we already did in 2020, which allow us to grow almost 400% in sales compared to 2019. And by the end of Q3, in Q4, with consumer adoption, we will approach enterprise companies and offer them our technology and our products via OEM integration. So my vision always from day one was 2 ways of commercialization. One way is direct to consumer sales, which we're already doing. And this is a phenomenal business by itself. And in addition to that, the technology can be licensed or sold to many other giant companies that are making their own products. For example, a company that manufacturing Wi-Fi routers. We could easily sell them our microprocessors, and then they can put it in their products as they produce them. Companies that making cell phone cases, there are at least 10 companies that I know of that selling tens of millions of cell phone cases a month. And it's not an issue to implement the microprocessor and build it inside the cell phone case. And they already have all the shelves and all the market shares, and that could be easily integrated. Clothing, vehicles, and semiconductor applications. So there are hundreds and thousands of ways where we can take the technology, strip it down, so because it's not going directly to consumer, it doesn't need all the other components such as resonator, antenna, and the other pieces. Just the microchip itself can be implemented pretty much anywhere. So we could go OEM right from the gate, but the decision was made, and the way I see it, and this is my vision, that it will be a lot faster and a lot easier and guaranteed going to happen if we're going to do it with consumer adoption. So when we're going to approach these companies, we want to sell already millions of these units and show that there is a consumer demand and that people want it, they buy it, they need it, and now it's just a numbers talk. So by the end of 2021, hopefully, or slightly at the beginning of 2022, we would have a business which will include an OEM integration. So technology will be supplied. It's either going to be licensed to them, or we going to make it and sell it to them. Could happen either way. So that's one channel. And then another one, which is a function of marketing, basically, is the direct-to-consumer product lineup. It's not easy to sell products. It's not difficult to sell products online. It's actually extremely easy, and the tools we have today are phenomenal. We never had them even 5 years ago. The problem is that there are millions of people trying to sell things online, but they don't have a product that is A, unique, and B, there is a giant market for it. So people thinking inside the box, and they're trying to come up with ordinary things, and it's difficult to compete. We don't have any competition in this in this aspect. This is absolutely unique product. It's scientifically proven. The technology was also validated by Competition Bureau of Canada, by Ontario Security Commission, by by Canaccord, the firm who did the IPO for us. And there were independent opinions and provided by independent professors from Berkeley University in California in biophysics, confirming the effectiveness of the product. So it's easy to sell the product online. We know how to do it. We can scale for the next 10 years without plateau. It's just that once you have a unique product, you could definitely achieve significant growth in revenues. And we're starting this year. Last year was just a preparation. Next slide, please. Here is an example quickly. So as I said, our average online sales in 2020 are $294 per card. So an average value of order is $300 roughly. And the value of repeat customers are approximately $800. And here is a comparison 2019 sales versus 2020. So as you can see, the growth was very, very big. It's almost 400%, and we were not focused on sales. Next slide, please. This slide shows cost per acquisition. So what's important to understand in e-commerce, that when you start selling anything online, initially the cost per acquisition is high, but then as you're scaling, it goes down dramatically. And we started with approximately $160. So our cost per acquisition was $160 per customer. And then now it's dropped to below $80. And November and December, if you look on the slide where it sits at just below $80, these are actually the two most expensive months for cost per acquisition. Usually the numbers here are a lot higher than in January, February, March, April, and ongoing. So we anticipate the cost per acquisition to drop further, very fast, and we're looking to be below $60 within the first quarter. Also, estimated customer lifetime value, because when we sell a customer a product, or once he placed an order, we get the big data. We have the customer's credit card, email address, phone number, and all the details. And they fall into our marketing funnel. And we send these people always emails, and we upsell them, and they always come back to buy more. So the lifetime value of a customer, and this is just an estimate of last year, is 853. So even if I have a customer that came into our shop and he paid $160 at the very worst case scenario where we started, we paid $160 to acquire him as a customer, we're gonna get $853 from him in the first year worth of value. Now we're going below $60 with CPA, and the estimated lifetime value, even if it remains the same, it should go up, but even if the same way, there is a lot of margins here. So this whole slide, it scales very quickly, and it becomes like a snowball effect. The CPA value goes down as you grow, and then the lifetime value is going up. So we could easily scale using the same model as we were doing in 2020 without adding anything extra that I just mentioned, the dropship, the affiliate marketing campaign, European Union, and other regions. Even if we would continue doing exactly the same thing, which we are not, we're doing a lot more, we would probably do another 400% growth or more with doing nothing else, just by keeping what we did in 2020. And the reality is that with what we are doing, we anticipate a significant growth for 2021 in sales. Next slide, please. One more and another one. And lastly, before we wrap up, and just as a capital structure here, so we have about 118 million outstanding shares, 40 million of which belong to my family. So as you know, I'm a CEO, I'm an insider, so a lot of it is family owned. There are 0 outstanding warrants. All warrants that were outstanding were basically, they're gone now. So there are no more warrant overhang. There are options issued and outstanding. There are 10 million options. For those of you who are interested, there were issued at least 90% of them, or even 99% of them, were issued at 50 cents. So I have options too, and the strike is 50 cents. So it's nothing ridiculously low there. So there are 10 million options. Share price right now is just over 30 cents, and the market cap is approximately $38 million. So this is the market structure, the capital structure, and we are very, very excited to roll into 2021 with all ammunition that we didn't have last year. We already have. So the fulfillments are open and functioning. The product developed, deployed, designed, everything is done. So there is no more R&D money required. There is no more design money required or branding. It's all already paid for. All our IT infrastructure, CRM, inventory management, customers management, everything is already developed and paid for. We are not carrying over these expenses into 2021. We only left with product and the giant market that is basically, it's impossible even to describe how big this market is and how many customers are out there that we can sell our technology to. And we're definitely going to deliver on e-commerce side of things. And I strongly believe that by the end of this year, or worst case scenario, but early next year, we will have partnerships with other companies and we will supply them our technology. So that's that's basically everything that I wanted to say. Lastly, I just wanted to mention one thing. When we just started with this last year, a lot of people I met, they really thought that this is not a business, this is a deal, and that we will, not survive. But the reality is that we are a real business with real sales, with real products, unique products. No one does anything like that, and the real markets in front of us. And today, in 21st century, in 2021, with all the tools we have and everything is going digital, we can reach our customers everywhere, when they're eating, when they're sleeping, when they're working. They all always a target of our marketing, of our funnels, of our influencers. We will definitely succeed by selling millions and millions of these units worldwide. And 2021 is just the beginning. And thank you very much all. I do have time to answer any questions you may have. So let's go to Q&A.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Dimitry. Those of you who are familiar, yes, this is the Q&A portion of the webinar. Feel free to send your questions in. Those of you who are unfamiliar, there's a Q&A portion of the webinar in the Zoom toolbar. Feel free to open that up, type your questions, and we'll do our best to get to as many of these as we possibly can. So Dimitry, if you're ready, we have some questions and away we'll go.
Okay. Are you going to read them out?
Yeah, I'll read them up for you. So first of all, I believe you launched the Lifetune product line back in November. Can you tell us a little bit how sales are going so far and then compare them to the older product in terms of sales numbers?
Yeah, very good question. So we did launch them in November. However, we didn't have them in our possession. So as I mentioned before, and this is a very good question, and thank you for asking, we had, I'm telling you, we had a record Q4, but the product was launched on a pre-sale basis. So in November, which is this, and December, which are the two biggest months of the year, the Lifetune 5G product was on the website, but you wouldn't be able to get it. You could buy it, and it was a pre-order. So we managed to do a record quarter again with no inventory on hand. So would we have inventory on hand, we would double or maybe triple these numbers. But the reality is that we did extremely well. And just an example, when people come on the website in December 17th or December 15th, and they want to buy a product as a gift, and they see pre-order and ships in 3, 4, 5 weeks, they just skip it. They don't buy it. And despite that fact, we didn't have any inventory. It was in transit. They were made, but they were not. We never had it in our possession. We had to pre-sell it, and we managed to pull off a record quarter without inventory in hand. Now the situation is different. Inventory is available. We have inventory in Canada, in our fulfillment in Canada. We have also inventory in our fulfillment in United States of America, already in East Coast warehouse, and the West Coast warehouse will be loaded very, very soon. So there is no issue with inventory. So yes, they're selling amazing. We pulled off a record quarter, and this record was not by $50,000. It was a lot more than that, and significantly growth without even having product on hand.
Excellent. This is a bit more maybe a clarifying question, but have you made any progress in selling your product to a manufacturer of consumer electronics that will build your technology in, or are you waiting to have those conversations later on this year?
Yes, so the goal is, as I said, we could theoretically, and when we started with this, my first initial idea was, okay, let's take the technology, put it in a so-called folder, and then let's see who's gonna buy it, and offer the technology kind of in its raw form to other electronic companies. And I decided not to do it. I decided to roll it into direct-to-consumer products and start the sales as we did. And then with after 2 years approximately, with consumer adoption, approach these companies. So we haven't started this yet. However, we already had companies contacting us, which was a totally surprise for us. The two companies have reached out and started this conversation already. I cannot provide you any details. This is just an initial conversation, but we're going to do the legwork and we're going to start to approach enterprise level companies, big electronic producers, big component producers with enough consumer adoption. So we can close these deals quickly and for sure. And the way I see it, this is going to start happening end of Q4, so end of this year.
Excellent. This one is coming through in a couple of different forms. When do you expect the company to be profitable?
Very good question. So okay, so there are two answers for it. First is the easiest one. We have, of course, built our sales forecast. We have our cash flow and sales forecast. We have the long model for the entire year. And if we would scale the way we do right now, so step by step, without any significant advertising campaign, just the way we do it right now, slowly, the company will be profitable in July, August of this year. However, it doesn't mean that we cannot be profitable next month. We could, because when it comes to online sales, we know the figure that we need to reach in order to be profitable. And if we push the marketing and if we nail it like really properly, but we could achieve these numbers faster than achieving them, the way we put in our projection. So according our internal projection, sales projection that the entire board works on, our CFO works on, myself, Jan, we build these models and simulations. We should be profitable July, August, but that could happen faster.
Excellent. I have another one here. Can you give us some insights on the trade-in program that you're planning?
Yeah, so the trade-in program is basically all companies doing that. Best Buy does that, Apple does that, Microsoft does it. So we didn't invent anything. We basically are going to do already what proven to work. So let's say a person bought, so the previous brand for 4G, the brand called Aristech. The new brand calls the name of it Lifetune. So people bought Aristech, which is for 4G, and they now have this chip on their cell phone. And we really don't want their product. We're not going to do anything with it. It's not going to refurbish. But this is just, we're going to offer them, okay, you send your old product in, we're going to give you $20 value for it. And then, this $20 will be applied towards the new one. So the way it's going to work, it's like this, it's basically, it's a marketing that works extremely well in people's mind. So they get an old product, take it off their phone or take it off the wall or take it from their vehicle, and then they basically send it back to us for a fixed value. So each product will have a value on it, and then this number will be deducted from the new product. So that's how it works.
Gotcha. Another one here. People are asking, have a couple different questions regarding how the pet sales are doing in relationship to the sales for the product that are related for humans.
Very good question too. So it's extremely well. and we haven't started the market to specific pet channels yet. So we launched this product, but the marketing flow is not tuned yet for pet owners. We market the product, the product lineup as an EMF protection from electromagnetic radiation. We haven't started targeting the pet industry and the pet owners yet. We're just targeting people that just want protection from electromagnetic radiation. And we have already almost sell off completely the stock, that the initial stock we received, it almost already sold. Now, starting next month, there will be an advertisement campaign targeting pet owners. And then the dropship orders, the dropship orders that I spoke about, we're also going to target how many, just think about it, how many, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of online stores in the world that sells products for pets. Theoretically, if I would have enough force, I could contact every one of them. Now, we're obviously not going to be able to do that, but we're going to try to contact, we're going to sit 24/7, and we will 24/7, and we're going to contact pet stores from entire world and say, okay, you sell product online, you sell collars, you have leashes, you sell shampoo, I don't know, all kind of product. Here is a unique product that your customers will love. You don't need to buy it from us. You don't need to hold inventory. You don't need to fulfill. You don't need to build anything. You click this link, the product appears on your website, okay? And then the moment your customer buys it, keep 20%. We want to do 15, but even 20%, because the pet product has a lot more margins than the other products. And, you know, that's when it's all started. Right now, there is no marketing specifically for pet owners, and we almost sold out of this product. Like, it's doing extremely well.
Amazing. At this point, thank you so much, everybody, for asking your questions. We, of course, have a ton of people on the call today, so we're not going to be able to get to all of these. What we'll do is we'll collect these questions, and then we will pass them along to Dimitry after the stream here, and then get him to answer them and get back to you at some point early next week. So at this point, I would like to speak on behalf of everyone here. Dimitry, thank you so much for taking the time to present to us today and to tell us all about the latest and greatest with American Airs. We really do appreciate you being here with us today.
Thank you very much. Thank you all for being here today. Thank you for your time.